I'm here in Westland with Angela in her backyard, and we're going to test her bees for mites. So this hive, it's the last day of August of 2017, and so we already looked here, and with 100 bees, we counted about 15 mites. So we gave them a mineral oil treatment. What we've got here then is a frame of uncapped brood. So these are nurse bees on here, and I'm going to show you how I do a sugar shake. So I just have a simple cardboard box right here. It can be shallow or deep. Shallow works fine. I'm going to invert it like so. I've got where I'm going to do my testing here. I've got powdered sugar here ready to put in. And here's a cap that lets mites out but not bees when we're all done. And I'm just going to grab either side of the frame here. I've made sure that the queen's not on this frame. It's very important. You do not want to shake your queen with a bunch of dry powdered sugar for 3 minutes. We're going to give a quick shake. Get the bees dropped in there. Set the hive back in, the frame back in. Take our bees. Tap them down. They'll pour in. Pour in a good hunk of bees. About 1.5 inches worth of bees will work fine. I've got my hand on top. Not let them out. I'll make sure I'm not killing bees on the bottom. I tap them down, cover them, like so, and I take my powdered sugar, and I tap, tap, tap powdered sugar in there. Get the powdered sugar to go on in. You just need a couple of tablespoons. It's all down in there. And then once you've got your powdered sugar in there, just kind of crush it in and worm it in there. Then you shake your bees. Get them really well coated all around. There you go. And then you just leave them either in the sun or the shade. It doesn't matter too much. If it's a really hot day, leave them in the shade. And you leave them there for about 3 minutes. So while we're waiting for 3 minutes to elapse, I'm just going to look on this side. I'll show you how I look at a hive. We expect a lot of brood here, and there's a mixture of brood and honey here. So what I'm doing is I'm just finding out where the edge of the brood is, because it's going to be honey on the outside edges and it's going to be brood in the center. So I'm just going to go in here to the second frame. I've already got one frame moved here, so I know I've got room to move inside this hive box. It's not like it's stuck with 10 frames, so I've got quite a bit in here. And as you can see, I use these cloths to cover where I only need exposure. I'm lifting out one side of the frame. It feels pretty light, so I know I've got at least some brood in here. The question is how much? Just to sort of gauge how much season there is left for the bees to pack in honey before winter stalks in. And we've already harvested some off this hive. So this has, down below, and I put the frame on a pirouette so I can more easily balance it. This is about 2/3 brood on the inside, but this would have been the outside edge. It's probably going to be the same, maybe a little bit less brood. No, it's even more brood. So when I put this frame back in, I'm going to put it with the brood heavy side towards the center. So this hive has a lot of brood on the second story. So the question is, as we go below, how much brood is down below? Because we need to have enough honey. You want to have one frame of capped honey for every frame of brood that you've got. So I'm going to count this as sort of a 3/4 brood frame. because it's got a little bit of honey in there. And I should expect to see, as I come to the center, more brood. So I'm not even going to bother looking in there, but I am going to come to the outside to see how much of it has gone straight to honey. I'm going to give the girls a little squirt, just because they're getting a little bit on the flighty side. We'll slow them down a little bit. It's like 80-some degrees, maybe a little bit warmer, 85. It's a little heavier, but we still have brood. So we have brood almost out to the outer corners. Again, this is like a half and half. This is half brood, half honey frame on the second story this late in the season. So what we're going to do is we'll shake the mites, see what we have for mites, give Angela a break from filming, and then we're going to take off the second box, and we're going to look below and find out what our bee bread to, or rather our brood to honey ratio is. Okay, so now that we've let our mites get shed off the bees, and these were mites from the last hive, some of them, many of them were washed off, but I'm going to wash these off, start with a clean slate, because we don't want to confuse the mites from this hive with the count that we have on the other side. And the bees are attracted to powdered sugar, of course, so don't come to the plate. All right, so we're starting with a clean slate here.
Plus a couple bees.
And we start to shake. Go away, bees. I know you like the sugar. Well, I'm seeing probably just about as many, Angela, as we did on the other hive.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can do this sugar shake in spring, summer, and fall. It doesn't really matter when you do it. It doesn't kill any bees like the alcohol wash does. It's a fairly simple procedure. And you end up with a bunch of black and white bees at the end, little Halloween skeleton bees. We just pour these bees right back into the hive, and they'll all be accepted back in. That's what they look like. Kind of dusty. But let's look at our mite count. That's the real purpose here. We're just going to see what we have in the way of mites. So I'd say we have an equal number. So I count 3, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we have maybe twice the mite count in this hive as we did in the weaker one, which is not uncommon. So we're definitely going to, we're using a mineral oil, my mineral oil treatment on the hive on the left. But the hive on the right, we're going to be putting in some thymol strips. So that is how you test for bees using a sugar shake. Thanks for watching.